What if I told you that the biggest financial decision you'll make in your entire life is not what house you buy, it's not what stocks you invest in, it's who you have sex with? Now, I apologize for that clickbaity hook right there. I promise I'll explain. First of all, why should you listen to me? My name's Brennan Wiersma. I'm an airline pilot, and I got into a bunch of student debt, and it forced me to become an expert in my own personal finance. And I'm sharing the tips and tricks that I've used to significantly pay down that debt and strategies that have helped me master my finances. So if that's something that you're interested in, please stick around, watch the video. If not, carry on. Now, here's a crazy statistic. The average net worth in America of a single person is $96,000, and the average net worth of a married couple is $393,000. That's a 4 times increase. And the reasons that that's the case might surprise you. So let's start out with the first one. It's going to be tax advantaged to be married. Let me explain. The standard deduction for a single person is $15,000. For a married couple, it's $32,000. If you sell your primary residence, you can take, if you're single, only $250,000 of that capital gain tax free. If you're married, it's double. That's $500,000 that you can save to your net worth just by being married. You also get tax incentives for having kids. You have tax incentives for your tax bracket. It's twice the tax bracket. If you're married, filing jointly, both of your incomes are considered one. Therefore, you don't have two people being taxed at 33% or whatever it is. It's one person and your incomes work together. Two incomes are better than one income. So if you find the person that you want to be with forever, which is a big bet, don't get me wrong, it can also be just as bad because you can lose half of everything you own. But there's plenty of reasons and data to support why marriage is actually better for your net worth. The next advantage is going to be health benefits. If you have two people working and one person maybe was in the military or one person has a really nice corporate job and they get great health benefits, usually both people, your spouse and you, can be on the same benefits. You can pick and choose the better of the two. Maybe you wouldn't have had it otherwise. Medical expenses are the number one cause of debt in the United States. So just having that alone could potentially save you from going bankrupt from medical debt. Instead of each person paying separate benefits, you can just use one. So you have two incomes and you have half the amount of health insurance, dental, vision, whatever it is, it's half as much and you have twice the income for the household. That's something I bet you didn't think about. It's also a financial safety net. Just think about this. Let's say you've been working a job for 20 years and a recession happens or you screw up really bad and you get fired, you lose everything. Well, normally in that situation, now you're in the red. There's no longer income coming in to support your lifestyle. So hopefully, just hopefully, which the average American can't cover a $500 expense. So hopefully you have an emergency fund saved up of at least 3 to 6 months, depending on your risk tolerance. You're already eating into that. And then from there, let's say you can't find a job in 3 months, you're going to have to step into your retirement account, your 401k. You're just going to go get your taxable income. You're going to get a 10% penalty on that. Maybe you completely drain your entire retirement savings. And that's if you are a single loser. No, I'm kidding. But that's if you're alone. If you're married, that person could have a job or could start working. And that can be a financial safety net where you don't have to tap in to those savings that are compounding and building your wealth for you. Wealthiest people in the world, 10 out of 10 of them have children. 9 out of 10 of them have been married and 6 out of 10 are still married. So if the wealthiest people in the world think it's a good idea, then maybe you should too. Maybe there's something to that. Now, it is a big bet, right? You're placing half of your entire net worth unless you have a prenup, which personally, I think if you're going to commit to being with somebody for the rest of your life, you should take some accountability for that. And they deserve half of whatever you have, whether they were the ones making the deals or on the phone calls or whatever. They were literally you. I'm a big Jesus Christ fan. So I believe that it's a covenant from God and you are bound together for eternity. And if you break that, then there's massive repercussions. Now that comes from a religious perspective. So if that's not you and you just want the government to clearly outline the terms of your marriage, by all means, go ahead and do that. But I think it's even more of an incentive to work towards a common goal and to work in each other's best interest rather than keeping, your own little nest egg separate. Now, these next few are more of just my own personal opinions, but on that topic, I think being married gives you something bigger than yourself to work for, to support, to look out for the best interest of your spouse. If you're just about yourself, and this seems counterintuitive, but it's actually true. A lot of times, people with the most messed up lives will take better care of their pets than they will themselves because people have a tendency to want to take care of other people before themselves. So if you're just worried about yourself, you're gonna, let your motivation slip away. You're gonna maybe miss payments here and there because it's just yourself and you know yourself better than anybody and you justify it in your own mind. But if you have somebody else that's counting on you and depending on you to be the person that they married, that's an extra motivation. Now, it doesn't always work that way, but I think it can be a very strong motivating factor to have something bigger than yourself to contribute towards, whether you're the sole provider or you're working together to ultimately better both of your lives. I think it also enforces a story that you tell about yourself. I'm somebody that can keep commitments. What does that translate into the other components of your life? What you do in your job, you keep commitments. Are you a responsible person? Are you somebody that another person can trust and depend on? These are all things that are in the bedrock of a good marriage. I think having a shared goal with somebody else can be a very powerful thing. So let's say you're married and you have debt and you want to reach a certain net worth goal and you have children and you want to start a business. All of these things are goals that you can have with that person because in a sense, they are you. So everything you're doing is for them and everything they're doing is for you. So if you have a bunch of debt and one day you're feeling kind of lazy, your spouse, they could be a support system to keep your goals on track and to keep things moving forward because ultimately it's in your best interest of both of you to continue to progress and to create a better life and especially financial situation for both of you. I think all of those reasons translate into what the actual data shows about being married. A lot of people give it bad cred because, people get divorced and 50% of marriages end badly. Yeah, sure. But most of those people end up getting remarried. I think it's something that everybody needs to have in their life. And I think it's not only personally because it's just a better thing to do overall, but it's also better for you financially. All right. If you're still watching this video, I really appreciate it. You can tell the channel is super small and any contribution helps at all. If you are watching this right now, you have an opportunity to become one of the elite 8 subscribers that are here at the start of this channel. I post a video every single day at 7 a.m. And if you want to support in any way, please take half a second out of your day to hit the like button, drop a comment, tell me if you agree or disagree. If you're married, I'm married, I have a kid. My opinions on this may be biased, so please tell me if I'm right or wrong. If you are interested in connecting even further, I have a free school community. The link is in the description. It's basically a free community that's on a platform, completely free to sign up for. And it just inside there, it's more content like this on a personal level. We do millionaire coffee hour calls every single week. My buddy Justin Canberra, he's got 50 rental properties or something now. He does a lot of real estate deals, high net worth individual. He gives high level advice on real estate, finance. We break down topics that are going on. It's open conversation with the people inside the community. We do master classes. I bring people that come on my podcast to talk about it that have ultra high net worths and are making $100,000 a month. And if you want, I'll get on a finance strategy call with you where I can give what I would do if I was you and kind of like a playbook for you to follow. If you're someone who's just kind of getting started in personal finance and doesn't really know what to do first, I'd be happy to give my free advice to you and point you in the right direction. So the link is going to be in the description. And please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.